Tariffs have long been a cornerstone of international trade, shaping economies and altering the flow of goods across borders. But what exactly are tariffs, and how do they work? Let's explore the intricate world of tariffs and understand their function in global trade. At its core, a tariff is a tax imposed by a government on imported goods. This tax is typically a percentage of the product's value, though it can also be a fixed amount per unit. When a product crosses an international border, the importing country's government collects this tariff from the importer. But why impose such a cost? The primary reason for tariffs is to protect domestic industries. By making imported goods more expensive, tariffs encourage consumers to buy local products instead. This protectionism helps fledgling industries grow and survive against foreign competitors. For instance, if a country imposes a tariff on imported steel, it might encourage domestic manufacturers to purchase steel from local producers rather than foreign markets, fostering local industry growth and preserving jobs. Moreover, tariffs act as a valuable source of revenue for governments, especially in countries where income taxes or other forms of taxation aren't fully developed. Tariffs on imports can provide a significant portion of the national budget. This revenue can then be allocated to various public sectors, such as infrastructure, education, and healthcare, ultimately benefiting the entire population. Yet tariffs aren't just about protection and revenue. They can also serve as a political tool. Governments might impose tariffs during trade negotiations to gain leverage or respond to perceived unfair trade practices by other nations. For example, if one country believes another is dumping goods in the market, selling them at export prices lower than domestic prices to undercut local industry, tariffs can be used as a countermeasure. Now, while imposing tariffs might seem advantageous for the reasons we've mentioned, they aren't without their drawbacks. One of the major criticisms is that they can lead to trade wars. When one country raises its tariffs, its trading partners might retaliate with tariffs of their own, escalating tensions and disrupting trade. This retaliation can affect a wide range of industries, leading to higher prices for consumers and strained relationships between nations. Furthermore, while tariffs can protect local jobs, they can also lead to inefficiencies in the economy. If a nation overly protects its industries, those industries might lack the impetus to innovate or improve. In essence, the absence of competition can breed complacency, ultimately hindering the country's economic progression in the long run. Additionally, it's important to consider the global supply chain. In today's interconnected world, products often contain components sourced from multiple countries. Imposing tariffs on such complex mechanisms can increase costs at several stages of production. For businesses, these higher costs can either mean reduced profit margins or, more likely, increased prices for consumers. This added cost burden can be particularly challenging during economic downturns, where every penny counts for both businesses and households. Despite these challenges, many countries still see tariffs as a necessary part of their trade strategy. The need to balance protecting domestic interests with maintaining healthy international trade relationships is a delicate act, one that requires careful thought and strategic implementation. To manage these complexities, international organizations like the World Trade Organization play a crucial role. By establishing global trade rules and mediating disputes, the WTO seeks to ensure that tariffs are applied fairly and that nations adhere to agreed-upon regulations. However, even with such oversight, the world of tariffs remains dynamic, at times unpredictable, echoing the broader dynamics of global geopolitics. As we conclude, it's evident that tariffs serve multiple roles. They protect, they finance, and they negotiate. Yet they also challenge us to understand the fragile balance of global economics. Whether they're a stepping stone for developing nations or an instrument of strategy for more advanced economies, tariffs continue to be a pivotal component of the international trading system. Understanding them is key to navigating the complexities of today's global marketplace.